host of Talking with Tennis People. And tonight's live stream asks the question, are you, no, is this our special time? It's a good question. And like a lot of good questions, it has a very simple and straightforward answer. Yes. Yes, this is our special time. It's Wednesday evening, 7:53. We've got a whisper of an occasion left between now and darkness. If I wanted to go do a little stair build before dark, I could probably get a pour or two of mortar done. I went to the hardware. I got a lot of stuff done today. It was a very busy day, and then I came home and took a nice, much needed nap. I've got a problem that I'm not ashamed to share with you. I cannot change the blade on my circular saw. Or more precisely, I cannot take off the old blade. So I struggled with it so much and tried so many different things that finally I just ended up having to get a socket wrench. So just a regular wrench wasn't doing it. And I have a socket wrench that it has a socket that's stuck on the end of it. But even if I had another socket wrench, I have a bunch of sockets, but none of them are the right size. So I got this. Will this allow me to take the old circular saw blade off of my circular saw? We will find out. I have my doubts. I already hurt myself trying to take off the old blade. These are saw blade chops in my hands. I slipped and chopped my hand into it. There's one up there too. Unfortunate. But this is even dumber. I angle grinded with a cutoff blade the tip of my thumb there. Hi, G. You're number one. You're number one. I see. It's got several of these security measures in play. Or two, anyway. There. That came off fine. Mr. English teacher. Non-stop stream. We're not having any non-stop streams, really, but please tell me this is going to work. Okay, so this is Lefty Lucy. I do like the feel of this, so I could say. It's nice and it's a good case, but it's a nice feeling socket thing here. So do you want to go and look? Do you want to go look at the circular saw and see if we can maybe fiddle with it a bit more? I've been very frustrated by it, needless to say. I didn't want to get a socket wrench set, but I had little choice. Well, it is a project of complexity, but very cool. I enjoy watching the progress. Well, thanks, Ted. You're definitely not watching any kind of general contractor when you're watching me. But I am learning as I go. So turn the light on here. You see, here's my circular saw still sitting here, you know, like a lonesome cowboy waiting for me to take off the blade. Alright. So let's first of all make sure that we got a socket in here that fits that. I didn't get any of the really big sockets because I didn't need those. This I'm going to put over here where it should go. Got a lot of crap out on the table here. Alright. If you don't get the really big sockets, it's cheaper. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So this one fits. And that's great. There's a button here you have to push down. Does this one fit? What about this one? Does it fit better? Or worse? A little bit worse. So that's the one, I guess. Too bad it falls off of it. Alright. Then we're going to go by the general law of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Let's try the other arm with this. Well, what am I going to do about that? I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It just doesn't come off, right? Unless it spins this way. So maybe, oh, so left should be that way. No matter how you cut it, right? Wait. If it spins this way, then left is this way. Is that right? Maybe I turned it the wrong way. I might have been turning it the wrong way. Motherfucker. I don't know what to do. I cannot get this thing off. It has a lock button. I'm using the lock button. Here's the lock button right here. But it's just like really doesn't want to come off, I guess. So okay, if it spins this way, then this way should be left. Right? Turn, motherfucker. I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just give up and get a new circular saw. I've tried every kind of wrench imaginable. Because I didn't have the right socket for this, and I can't get the socket off of this thing. So, plus I need a longer socket, whereas this W1 is only good for certain things. So currently, see, maybe this is left though. I don't know, it depends what you think of as left, like, how are you facing? If you're facing it this way, then that way is left. Alright, I'll try going that way again. I don't know. I do not know. I am just defeated by this thing. Longer wrench is a good idea. If you don't have a longer wrench, use a pipe on the handle. Okay, well, can I make it longer coming out this way? Like with an extendo thing? Or does it have to be longer on the arm part? Okay, so I think that doesn't help. Put a pipe on the end of the wrench. Okay, let's try that. This pipe is too thick, but we'll try it anyway. It's way too thick. I don't know what other kind of pipe I would have to. Maybe if I was gone all the way, it could be a little bit longer. Alright, so this is left, I've decided. Instead of saying lefty loosey righty tighty, they should say counterclockwise-y meow meow, clockwise-y meow. Alright. This pipe idea is not working. Now let me try it this way. It's easier to push than it is to pull. So, anyway. Son of a motherfucker. Why won't you come off? Why don't you just come right off? Just go ahead. Just stop fighting me about this. Just come loose. Okay? It's your time to shine. I don't know. I have no choice but to give up. I've struggled and struggled with this all of my days long. I don't know what to do. There's nothing else to do. Just give up. Buy a new circular saw. Ridiculous though that sounds, I don't know what else to do. If Cameron were here, I'm sure we'd manage to get it up. But with just Eric here, I doubt it. Alright, well, thing is, I've cut myself now twice with the angle grinder, using it to do the job that the circular saw should do, because the circular saw blade is so completely tore up. As you can see, it's missing teeth and everything. But it's like, it really doesn't cut through anything. But I cannot get the blade off, so I end up using the angle grinder with a cutoff disc on it to do circular saw work. Another substitute possibility is this. This is a jigsaw, but I need a fresh blade for it. I don't think I have any blades for it that fit this saw. I do have some jigsaw blades here. I think. Yes, I do. But these, I don't think fit in this saw. Let me get a little screwdriver and double check. This jigsaw is so old that its insert thing is a flathead screw. So the kind that goes in here has one hole in it. This has no holes in it, as you can see. Do I have any other jigsaw blades? Here's one. Okay, this one has a hole in it. It might work. It looks like I made the hole in it to try to make it work. Believe it or not, I think that worked. Alright, well, I have a decent jigsaw blade on here now. So I could use this to cut the board. I don't know if we're going to be cutting any board tonight. It's getting pretty dark out. Still no luck on the circular saw blade. Frustrating. Of course, I didn't get a very high-end circular saw. So maybe that's the sort of thing I should expect. It's generally a good idea to spend a little bit more and buy better tools when you buy tools at all. That's a BB gun, yeah. There is an actual rifle, but that's not it. I don't need to see those. That's the BB gun. Meow, trouble. So, I did accomplish one thing there. I did successfully change the blade on the jigsaw. Okay, what do you want? I have watched you eat and watched you eat. I guess I get to watch you eat some more. Hooray for me. Are you gonna wrench this like for a midget or something? Well, you know, I went to get a socket wrench set today. I knew I didn't need the big sockets. So I got the one that seemed, it was certain to have the socket I needed, plus not break the bank. It's still like $30-some for the socket set. I could have gotten the bigger one, but I do have another socket wrench, but I can't get the socket off of it. It's on there currently. It's like stuck on there. So I don't know. Spray that circular saw WD-40 in the morning. Try in the morning, push down in that position. Well, the other one's not, it's fatter, but it's not really longer. I don't know if that will work better or not. I just need more torque. Is it as simple as that? I mean, the bottom line is, I may just have to end up continuing to use the angle grinder with the cutoff disc. It's not an ideal solution, but it does work. And if I'm patient and let the tool do the work, it works fairly smoothly and effortlessly. It just takes a little longer than a circular saw. I'm learning about the angle grinder with cutoff blade as well, because I've cut myself twice with it. Same spot. Top of my thumb. The second time, today I was wearing a Band-Aid, so it didn't actually get me very good. I guess in general, it just didn't get me very good the second time. First time it didn't get me super bad. It just made a little slice at the top of my thumb. And of course, felt like an idiot. But you know, if you're gonna have power tool accidents, these little jabs and this thing, wow, that's pretty good. If it's not rust, you don't want to use that saw. Okay, well, maybe I should get a new saw. I will put some WD-40 on it, cuts, and hopefully that'll loosen it up a bit, but I'm about ready to get a new circular saw anyway. That thing's fairly old. So that was an exercise in futility. Well, the boards I got today, actually, I don't think they're plywood. I'm not sure what they are. They weren't super expensive boards, but they weren't like particle board. I'm not sure what they are. I have a step cut. I'm WD-40, 10 minutes, get the wrench on, push down, get into success. Alright, good. Squirt some WD-40 on it. Why not? I do have WD-40. Alright, there. Where goes WD-40? Now let it sit for a minute. Now we'll let it sit. So I got. Let's leave these lights on for now. I got 3 more bags of sand today. Given that I got a little more than a bag and a half of cement, that should be about the right amount of sand for that amount of cement. Well, no, that's wrong. I should have gotten more like 4.5 bags of cement, of sand. But I didn't. And what I do have is I currently have cut out this step. This step fits right in here, okay? So now I dug this out to make it flat. Now I need to go back and put some rocks there on the bottom and then fill it all the way so that the board is at the same height as that little ledge there. So there's going to be a little bit of the step that's concrete and not wood, but anyway, that'll be the first step. I also made a board for under there, or maybe it's down there. This one, I glued pieces together to make it fit perfectly using the silicone. And that's pretty dry already because it's out in the sun. Go on in, Trouble. Now, how much smarter is the angle grinder? It's so easy to take the blade off and replace it. You just use this thing. It's got these pokers on the end of it. They go into these holes. I don't know what I'm doing here, Alan, but I'm doing the best I can to figure it out. And, learning from my mistakes. The kind of gloves I got today even represent progress, Hi, beautiful. Because I got these kind of gloves. These kind of gloves, they are latex coated on this side. So that way they won't soak through with concrete. They were only $2.99 a pair, so I got 2 of them. I don't think I'm going to get much more work done outside today, though. I got a lot of I have a long crescent wrench, or longer than that, probably. The crescent wrench I was trying to use before, I got the socket. I could try the crescent wrench again. But yeah, we could try that one again. I don't know if it's going to give me a lot more leverage than the existing one. You're on a train that's headed toward one person. No, I don't pull the lever. That's the wrong way to ask the trolley question. I don't think that's Plato's trolley. It's somebody else's trolley. I don't think they had trolleys in Plato's time. It's supposed to be there are 5 people on the track. You pull the lever to save them and kill the one. That works better is here. So the moment arm is critical, more distance is better. All right, well, if I could get a good purchase on it, I could use a big adjustable wrench, but it didn't give me adequate grip on the bolt nut, the nut, not the bolt. All right. The problem with using the wrench is I have to come from down here underneath this bar. There's no way to come from on top of it because this thing gets in the way. So Yeah, there's no way to do that. So, alright, this is, I'm going the wrong direction. Should be going, I'm looking at it, this direction's left. Wait, that's left. Yeah. I remember this frustration from last night. It's time for me to give up on this. I've already directed a lot of time and energy into trying to get this fucking blade off. At this point, I think all I can do is quit. Well, left, right, left, left. Oh, let's see what the problem It doesn't fit. It's too big, I guess. It's too big. That fits. What is dog barking about? exceedingly frustrating. But maybe if I do this direction, it'll work. Alright, let's get this socket. Try and see if we can hammer it loose. Spins this way. But that's gotta be tight and that's gotta be loose, right? It's like impossible to hold that button and the thing you're pushing on at the same time, you know? Yeah, you can push it down with this hammer. I doubt it though. It doesn't fit quite. Yeah, that one fits. Okay. Okay. Maybe I could push this button down with something other than my finger. I don't know why I'm still fucking with this thing. Just give it already, dude. I'm just gonna have to get a new circular saw. Get a better circular saw. What's a man going to do? Well, what a man's going to do at some point, to be sensible, is give up. And today is that time for me. Right now, more specifically. It's my time to give up. Yes, Eric, in the fine tradition of history's greatest quitters, has given up. Because at a certain point, what else can one do in the face of persistent failure? Because this failure has persisted now across 2 days and a trip to the hardware store to solve it. So, pretty frustrating. Pretty frustrating. I was tightening it. Okay, well, that's possible. I've tried it both ways, you know. It's like I was going counterclockwise. If counterclockwise is the wrong way to go on that, then so be it. Remember though that you're getting a mirrored view of it because of it's on this side camera. Yeah, left being counterclockwise. That's the way I was going. But I tried the other way too. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do except just quit, like I said. I haven't Googled it, no. Okay, so I should go clockwise? Okay, well, Maybe I'll try again when I have a little bit more gumption for this task. I don't know. It's injured me already trying to change this blade as I slipped and jabbed myself. But then I've also injured myself not having a circuit or functioning circular saw, so horrible. But not really a what you call a work ending problem. It's like the work doesn't have to wait until I get that circular saw issue solved. But it has cost me a lot of time. No, I don't need a tetanus shot. I washed it in rubbing alcohol and put um, aloe vera on it. So I should be fine. As an art director, I don't have a choice, but I found really good working. But I found I really enjoy working with good conversationalists. Work drops off the map, but hey, life. If you turn the blade facing you, no, if I'm facing the blade, I was going counterclockwise. But that might be not the wrong direction to go. I don't know. But I definitely was going counterclockwise, the blade and I looking at each other. So as though the face of the blade is the face of a clock. I was going counterclockwise. Yeah, I mean, I've been somebody who's worked with tools for quite a long time, actually. Never been especially good at it, maybe, but this is not my first time injuring myself with tools. I'm glad I've never given myself a bad injury. Okay, so if you go counter to the direction of the teeth, then you're right. Then I need to go the other direction. I need to go clockwise. It might be. I've thought about Googling it, but um, but I didn't. Instead, I gave up and said boo hoo hoo. Well, it depends from which direction you're going upwards, right? Like, let's say if I'm at the bottom and I'm going upwards this way, then it's clockwise. If I'm going upwards this way, then it's counterclockwise. It is true that the blade spins counterclockwise, so maybe I should be going clockwise. But I was going counterclockwise. Okay, so maybe I should go clockwise. But remember that this camera is mirrored, which probably accounts for your confusion on that. I guess I could Google it. What is it called? A Ryobi? A Ryobi circular saw? Somebody put a link to a video above? Let me see. Maybe that'll have the solution in it. I don't see the link to the video though. Flip a foot is best known for inventing the trolley problem. Huh. Eh. Well, here I am. I know that I'm going to damage it if I keep meowing it. So, I don't see the link anywhere. I'll Google it. It is reverse threaded. I have to go clockwise. So now I know which direction to go. It shows this guy using an Allen wrench that fits in the little Allen wrench hole in the middle. As fucking if I tried that plenty. Of course, going the wrong direction probably didn't help. I was going counterclockwise, but I was supposed to go clockwise. Clockwise, Tuts. Downright doesn't mean anything. Clockwise. I was supposed to go clockwise. I was going counterclockwise. Oh, you think we should try it again, huh? You guys are really pressing your luck here. Alright. Try it again. I've been trying and trying. That damn Google. Can't it just tap me on the shoulder and tell me the answer rather than making me actually Google it? I've mused about the possibility of Googling it for a while now. But I didn't actually Google it. So it turns out you were both right and wrong on this. I was going the wrong direction, but I was going counterclockwise. So now let's try going clockwise instead, just for shits and giggles, since it's the correct direction to go. I think this one is the one that's a little too small. Yes, this is the right one. Okay. So we'll put this on here, like so. Now we're going to be going that direction, so we'll flip this thing. Push down already. What can I push this thing down like to start my thumb? God damn it. I need something that fits in there. This freaking thing is still in the way. Alright, fine. I'll use this. I'll use this extendo branch. Ah! I give up on this. I just, I don't know. I keep giving up and keep retrying. Hoping for a miracle, I guess. Let me try that the extendo. It should work fine without extendo, really. Wow. That really doesn't want to come off. I got the button stuck down right now. It's conveniently not requiring me to hold it down. Jesus Christ. too much. Okay. All right. That doesn't work for shit. Okay. I don't know. I I I call this a failure. I put a lot of effort into this so far. Granted, most of it turning it the wrong direction. But at this point, I probably cranked it so tight it'll never come loose or something. I don't know. It's just another float in Eric's failure parade. Fuck you, Ryobi, for your backwards bolt. I tried the vice grip. It doesn't nearly get as much grip as the best thing as far as purchase goes is the socket. It's just at this point, try again, and then give up because you're just wasting your time. That's fine. I never liked that circular saw anyway. We'll get another better circular saw. Maybe not instantly, but soonish. That is what they call in the art of motorcycle maintenance a gumption trap. When you're making progress on some project and then some thing like that just completely shuts you down, occupies a lot of time, and still doesn't get solved. Well, that's what they call life in the big city. You know, regardless of that circular saw, I am ready to put a step down. Thanks, Chris Chapin. My head hairs are cute. That's because I've stolen them all from various cute things like puppy dogs, kittens, babies. etc. All the cute things. So, while I was outside, Minnesota tied the game up. Granted, the game's over now, but it's not over for me. I'm living in the past. A couple hours. That's, yeah, I think you got it, Tats. I was trying to fight against a strong emotional bond, the likes of which I just couldn't even comprehend. And I guess those two things want to die together, the blade and the saw. I mean, the saw still works fine, like it still spins around, but that blade is so janky that I can't possibly cut anything with it. I got a new blade. A lot of good that does me. Well, it's still going to be a better blade than whatever blade the new circular saw comes with, probably. Hopefully, the new circular saw has got some better way of switching in and out blades. Like, the angle grinder has a good way of doing it. It's got a special tool that fits into these two holes that's designed to meat. Oh, that's okay, Tuts. Uh, my TE is iffy at best. So, that doesn't stop me from giving TE advice. Well, that guy had intuited the correct reality here. But you know what? I also intuited the correct reality. I tried going that direction because I saw that there are these arrows on the blade that show which direction the blade goes, and I figured it should go the opposite direction. I don't think there's any rust involved. I think it's just I've cranked that fucking thing down so hard that it's not going anywhere. Um, I thought about it. I thought about today actually, G. I was thinking about that. Like maybe there's not any point in vertical streaming. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try a couple of horizontal streams coming up. It's possible. I've been doing some recording horizontally of my work on the steps and stuff. I plan to put together a little edited video about the making of the steps with some voiceover, some music in there, maybe. Well, Colby Thomas, that's not going to get the job done. Oh no. There's no room in between those things. That's the way that well, yeah, I mean, sure, shorts require you to do a vertical, but it doesn't seem as though live stream vertically gets me many shorts people these days. You never know when things could change, but maybe I'll try going back to horizontal for a few times. I kind of feel like, do we need a crowd of randoms? Well, the good thing about a crowd of randoms is that some small percentage of those become regulars and are the kind of, they're my audience. And if we don't see randoms come through, then there's no growth to the audience at all. But that's live stream, and I haven't found it to be helpful at all. Doesn't matter how much I stream or how well or how poorly I stream. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I like the idea of being successful via attraction, not promotion. But reality is, like, if you don't tell people to like and subscribe, they won't. What is streaming well all about? Well, when I'm streaming well, I I'm I have a certain level of energy. I'm talking about certain kinds of ideas more than others, and I'm being more entertaining rather than less. So, I can tell, or I have an opinion anyway at the end of a stream, like, oh, that was a good stream, or not. You know, this stream's been fine so far. For me, I guess when I'm streaming well, I'm spending more time engaging with the chat. But I can only stream so well when there's a relatively small amount of chat or small amount of attendees. I can yammer on indefinitely with nobody here, but uh, a good stream is more interactive than that. Well, I mean, it's as high as that, Winston's mom. I think the ideal range is somewhere between 25 and 50, somewhere in there, because depending on how active chatters are, you want you want a certain amount of chats from different people, right? Like so, uh, so you can ideally multiple of them engaging on the same idea, so that I can go talk about different perspectives on the same idea and stuff. Zero words that to words use words that zero in our interests. Well, what's this one called again? Oh, is this our special time? Well, I am interested in our special time. You're out, buddy. Good job, Shea Langoliers. We're to throw him out. Caught stealing. You thought you were gonna steal second base? No, you were not. Shea Langoliers gonna strike you down with his lightsaber of accurate throw. Good job, Shea Langoliers. I think you don't script stuff, and that is appealing to most looking for things they can digest on day to day maximum velocity. Well, sure, yeah. I mean, obviously, a live stream is unscripted. I do have some scripted videos. Occasionally, I'll script one, but most of the time, if it's scripted, it's not. Even then, it's not really purely scripted. It's bullet pointed, and I just go down the bullet points. But those kind of videos are for uploaded videos, not live streams. It's uh, it's not surprising that people want content that's something specific and that digests easily, rather than just random engagement with somebody talking on the internet indefinitely about a variety of things, right? It's not surprising, but the thing is, live streaming is a thing, and that's kind of what live streaming is. Whether or not it's a good medium or whether it has any future as a medium, I don't know, but that's what it is. So, for me, live streaming well means a certain kind of engagement with people and a certain level of energy on my part, but that doesn't mean that live streaming well is doing the channel well. That's a different matter entirely, right? Like when I say live streaming well, I mean in the maximally well live stream of mine, I can listen to it myself after the fact and be somehow entertained by it. That's I never do that, but in theory that's possible, right? And so if that's my standard for live streaming well, but that is not a good standard for correlating with success or something. It's just my my opinion about whether it was aesthetically pleasing or not. If I wanted to get maximum subs and views, frankly, I just make shorts all the time, and they wouldn't even have to be about anything specific. I uh, I made a short, like even shorts I make. Like the other day, I made one about a dental bib that gets over 1,000 views pretty quick. I mean, last I checked, it was like 500 or something, but probably bet you it's over 1,000 now. It was like 4 seconds long. I made another short the other day about, oh yeah, at the pharmacy they had a note on this cord that goes from the iPad to their computer thing. They'd written on it, "This is not a pen." That short got like 1,500 views or something. It's easy to get good views with shorts, and also if you say at the end of all of your shorts like and subscribe, then you can you can accumulate some subscribers. The thing is, basically any approach that I could take to YouTubing other than the one I'm taking would be better if I was looking for success. I could do shorts, I could do upload long form videos. I could even live stream with more of a success minded approach, like pay attention to the thumbs and uh yeah, okay, so there you go. This is not a pen, has 2.6 thousand views. Needless dentist bib has 770, so not quite 1,000. And it's like, 8 seconds of content total. The kind one way to get a lot of views on shorts, if you just go like film some piece of construction equipment or something, some big machine, and say, "What is this thing?" That's all you gotta do. You get several thousand views and people commenting, telling you what it is and how wrong you were in your guess. But the question comes, the question becomes, why am I doing this then? If is it so that I can do that? It's I make shorts when something funny arises or whatever. But if I was going around trying to produce 20 shorts a day or something, it would be very work like. It might be worth it to try to get over 100,000 subs or something. But really, probably the best course of action for me would be to um, Yeah, that's true. Winston's mom, they do. People do click on pretty girls. Um, the best thing I could do for the actual long term well being of the channel and my financial interests and stuff would be to do a bunch of typology videos, start Type Police again, etc. Yeah, well, I mean, why do you think they have my face, for instance, Mom? It's because when I start a stream, if I just push take thumbnail, then it's very easy. If I push upload thumbnail, well, it accesses the few pictures I currently have on my phone, and I've if I don't, if I want to upload more proper thumbnail, then I have to make the thumbnail before I even start live streaming, then get it on my phone, and well, that's a lot of work. It's like, yeah, maybe the live streams would be better, maybe the results would be better, lots of things if I had a plan for for a live stream. Like, okay, today I'm gonna live stream. The topic's gonna be introverted intuition. The live stream's gonna last 2 hours. I'm gonna have some bullet points written down. I'm gonna have a thumbnail specifically made for it about that topic. That would probably help a lot. Maybe, but that's more of an SE thing. The TE, I get it. I get the TE part. I know how to be more successful. It's the SE part that I don't like. The actual doing it time and again, like, okay, I'm gonna start to stream. Before I start stream, I have to make a thumbnail, and it's not gonna be creative or interesting or fun or anything. It's just gonna be purely impact oriented, outcomes oriented, and you know, I'll give the people what they want. But I guess I don't want to give the people what they want. Yeah, exactly. Doing it in the press, doing all that stuff when I just want to chat or share what I'm messing with, like the circular saw. I felt like sharing my circular saw journey with you. It ended in disaster if you weren't here for that part. Okay, it ended in failure. I wouldn't say it ended in disaster. It didn't explode or anything. I don't think I mentioned this person, these people came over. No, it didn't break. It just it remains unfixed in the sense that it still has that old janky blade on it. So ended in failure but not disaster. But it is fixed because it can't move. It can move. It's just ill-advised to get it to move. If you mean the bolt is fixed in place, well, yes, that's a different meaning of the word fixed. Technically, it's not broken. It's just in need of blade replacement. Might as well be broken though. John Tesh in concert playing the Entertainment Tonight theme song. He wrote that. The pond pudding has been fun, interesting. It's been more of an undertaking than I expected. I got sidetracked by the stairs, but if I went garage sale shopping this weekend, would you return home with a power tool or musical instrument? Well, I'd probably return home with a circular saw if I could find one. By and large, the audiences on YouTube have many typology avenues to explore. It's a very complex subject, though, and you sure have put a lot of work in content. Oh, well, I mean, I'm not, I don't worry about my possible, like, if I make, if and when I make typology videos, I get pretty good views for them. If I make topics that people like. Oh, there'll be pawn streams in the future, for sure. Um, that circular saw problem is not going to hamstring me completely. I made some progress on the steps today. I got enough sand now that I can make sufficient mortar for probably all the rest of the mortaring I need to do on the steps, I'm guessing. Plus, then I can start on the pond. I could go back down to the pond. I just want to get at least that first step in, kind of test of concept. Make sure it's flat, level. The added advantage of posting new typology content is that it almost always results in a few people signing up for typing session. Yeah. The main thing is about typology. Like, if I really wanted to be a successful channel, I would start doing type police, brief typology videos about the types that people Google for, like INFJ, INTJ, INTP, ENTP. Those are the types that people especially want to watch videos about. But it's worthwhile to do some ISFP, ISTP, ESTP. And then post typing videos typing sessions when they let me post. Yeah, it's it's something that's a good idea. I'm not opposed to doing it per se. I just haven't motivated in that direction, I guess. Like, I'm not feeling very motivated about music right now, but I am feeling pretty motivated about my pond project. I also feel kind of like, Eric, your pond project is fun and I'm glad you're doing it, but that's not really if you're going to do a big ass project, you should do something that you're good at rather than making a pond. But I'm fine with it. I'm fine with my pond project. It represents a successful return to Eric playing, which is progress from where I was before. Well, type police has been mean on occasions, but it's not inherently mean. Ruben R. says the pawn will add a passive buff to overall creative inspiration. Possibly, yes. That's certainly possible. Maybe once I'm done with it, I'll write a song called Thank God I Finished This Fucking Pond. I think if we were to revisit Type Police, I'd be much more conscious of being kind, or at least not being mean. Let me see your pond. See your pond, your pond. Yeah, I mean, another kind of type police ish thing I could do is find other people talking about typology, saying wrong things, and then saying this is why what they're saying is wrong and this is what's correct. I have an infinite supply of people saying wrong things about typology. It's like that's practically all I ever tell. So Rubenar, I don't know if you were here when I was discussing this. Pond, 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 pond. I don't know if you were here when I was discussing this, but I'd like to bring back the expression la ti da, meaning like, well, aren't you fancy, like you're bragging or something. Typology auditor could call it, myself, typology pedant. But the thing is, pedant has a negative connotation, and in this case, it's just literally meant, I do know it all. La ti da. Well, la ti da. My grandmother used to say that expression. I'm not sure how you spell that. Laa or Lah? T could be Ti or Tee. Da, I think, is straightforward. That's Da. Possibly add an H to it. La di freaking da. I guess you're feeling pretty self satisfied. You're going to be sitting here bragging about your solid gold Rolls Royce. Well, la ti da. It's T though. I think it's T da, right? Or is it D da? La di da or T da? I think it's la ti da. But maybe I've been wrong about that this whole time. Maybe. Like, when's the last time you heard somebody say that? Well, la ti da. Been a long time since I've heard anybody say it. I do know my grandmother used to say it. La ti da is the like kind of admonition version of ooh la la, which is the positive version of la ti da. Ooh la la. No, la ti da. You have a battle back and forth whether this means ooh la la or la ti da. Nice job. That's a single. That's a good way to start off the top of the eighth inning in this 2-2 tie game. Mr. Cortez, you've done a fine job leading off the inning as a pinch hitter. I don't know who you're pinch hitting for, but now they're pulling you for a pinch runner. Mongolian Mindset is a typology channel. I'm sure they're very wrong. Let's go, Kurtzy. Kurtz is 1 for 2 with a walk. Schumann's pinch running now. Come on, Big Amish. That's part of the problem with policing people, right? Like, he's got 2,000 subs. Genghis Khan was never wrong. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, who wants a guy with 18,000 subs to go bust the chops with somebody with 2,000 subs? You have to actually harass them. Otherwise, it won't work. They have pretty clear bullying. Yes. Was it his cock? Was that who his mentor was? His cockadoodle doo. Don't worry. I've got to be right about this stuff. I have a mentor. They are a guru mentor that just knows like everything. Basically, they know all the typology stuff plus all the other stuff. You should try to go to these little channels and interact with you first so you can bust their chops. I mean, it feels like trying to be a janitor in some place where the garbage piles up faster than you can possibly clean it. The main thing C.S. Joseph lacks is correctness. Or additionally, an interest in being correct. He doesn't care at all. He just wants to skip the part about whether it's correct and go straight to the part about how useful you can be and how much like utilitarian advice you can give or some prescriptive advice. I don't know. You know, it's not surprising that people, the wrong people gravitate to typology. They gravitate to any kind of thing that appears to be a system of self help. I have no interest in interviewing Dario Nardi. none whatsoever. The only possible such engagement I can imagine would involve me pointing out some serious problems, right? He can't. Janitor of Lunacy is from Desert Shore by Nico. Oh, Carly Simon Joseph. Yeah. One of the best videos I made, maybe ever, I don't know, probably not, but was a video the where I explained what was wrong with that lady psychologist's anti-marijuana article. I did a fantastic job of breaking down the case work and stuff of exactly how she failed and why. That was an excellent video. Of course, it was debate approved. I approached the matter like I would have a case I was negating, and did a spectacular job. Of course, she will never learn anything from it because pretty clearly TI polar and completely, she's just a complete tart. I don't know what to say about that woman. Just an embarrassment to the idea of PhDs. Colby Thomas, bases are loaded here, but there's two out. Will you actually be able to get a hit? You rarely do. Oh God. 0 and 2. I think we know where this is headed. We're headed to the bottom of the eighth in a tie game because Colby Thomas is about to strike out. He really is pretty stinky. I don't know why he's up here in the big leagues for such a long time. He swings that horrible pitch and strikes out. Monica Verani, thank you. That's a great video right there. Marijuana prevents cognitive decline at Monica Verani. I mean, anybody watching that video should, if they have any TI in them at all, or even any NI as any kind of valued spot, then they should be completely convinced that I did a rock solid job of negating the shit out of that. In very in easy to understand ways and ways that articulate a number of distinct different warrants. Yeah. So, if I was altruistic and wanted to help the world as much as possible, I'd make videos like that all the time. But usually, You titled might grab more views, but it sounded less like you were advocating against marijuana. Marijuana prevents cognitive decline. Doesn't sound like I'm advocating against marijuana, does it? But it's like, how badly did weed good Monica dumb? There you go, fly guy. That'll get you a bullying strike though if you call people names potentially, especially in the title. So in the video, I don't attack her at all. I just attack the case she made on multiple levels and just leave it full of holes. Yeah, it's it's that one I use probably. When I bother to use a mic, I use that one. So it's like I like everything about that video because I do a thorough job of dispatching your bullshit, but I don't carry on for too long. I I cover multiple points of ground, but I just give each point of ground just as much attention as it needs and no more, you know? The title is dry. Yeah, I could have done a better job of titling that and could have done a better job of thumbnails, which make a lot of difference. Oh, God. Soderstrom, come on. Well, I do. It's a lot easier to just attack the person and say they're crazy or evil or whatever. Open shut case. Well, what she said about me was, "You're a drug addict." And that was the end of all thinking for her. She didn't like what I was saying to her. So she said, "You're a drug addict." Lady, you don't even know what a drug addict is if you think I'm a drug addict. I am so, like, barely a drug addict. Man on drug harangues respected medical doctor. That's an excellent title. I like that title a lot. What a maroon, right? What do you have your PhD in? She asked me. I don't have a PhD, lady. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have ever questioned you. You and your PhD are obviously right. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. Just she obviously was fresh. She just got her PhD fresh off the PhD minting printing press and had written her article to get published and didn't think at all about it. Just like, well, this will do as something to get published. You know, well, people they they might be taking more marijuana, and that's bad, obviously. Just like without even really thinking about it, all is my guess. She certainly didn't want feedback from her target audience. Tomorrow, it starts at 9:30 in the morning. Wow, that's an early game. Tomorrow, I got to go to the car repair place in Course Gold. I got to take my car there between 8 and 9. Yeah, I think Fly Guy, you need to get a Wonder Point for that. Man on Drugs harangues respected medical doctor is a Wonder Point worthy title. And of course, it is Wednesday, so Wonder Point value doubled, which means you are now the proud owner of 2 Wonder Points. I'm not gonna do that once in a while. I'm not going to take the circular saw with me. I am going to just come to terms with the fact that that circular saw has lived its lifespan. That a new circular saw will bring new joy and rewards to the people of the world. Circular saws, do they expire? Oh, the Wonder Points. No, the Wonder Points don't expire. Circular saws do. And mine apparently expired last month or something. It's true, you can't get your Wonder Points wet. They are water soluble. Not unlike your mom, they are water soluble. My mom's not water soluble. You're lying to yourself again. Why do you think she's always dissolving? She's fat soluble. No, dog, she's just fat. Keep them in a bag like I used to do before Acacia boofed the whole batch. Yeah. Well, she had 16 hours of Wonder Point tripping balls. I've got blotchy face on a cloudy day. I'll rub this cream, make my blotchy face so clean. They should use that song for that blotchy face cream. That's what Michael Jackson had. He had blotchy face disorder. Okay, it's official. I'm going to Yosemite this weekend. Would you recommend going to Pioneer Market for sandwiches and such? Yeah, sure. Are you going to visit us? Or are you going to stay with us? If so, we'll get the guest room ready. Rachel says we need to wash the sheets, even though they're clean. We washed them after the last people who stayed because the cat's been sleeping on the bed. So we'll have to wash the sheets or else they'll have cat hair on them. All right, sounds good, Eliana Diaz. El Portal. It's the portal. It's the portal to Yosemite. Why is that a disease and not a flavor of human like hosting cows or calico cats? What's a disease? Everything is a disease, Fly Guy. Everything. The question everyone should wake up every day asking themselves is, what's wrong with me and what treatment do I need? Do people go there and never come back to the portal? No, no, no. If it were called the portal in English, maybe, but it's El Portal. That's fine. It's in Spanish. Maybe hyperhidrosis. Oh, vitiligo. Hyperspermia? Is that when you have way too much sperm? Or you have an unusual attraction to sperm whales? You have a sperm whale fetish? I've been to El Portal. Yeah, I will never be the same. El Portal is over there, kind of by Mid Pines. That lady in that commercial looked like the lady who worked at the barbecue store today. So anyway, these two people came by the house yesterday, day before, something like that, and they were from a company called Sunrun. And what this company does is basically, if you qualify, they will put solar panels on your house for free, and then you buy, basically you're running a power plant for them on your house, and you buy power from them per month. You have a set amount to pay per month, and they do it because of various state and federal programs that subsidize renewable energy, shifting to renewable energy. Okay, I'll let you in. But it just wasn't worth it for us. I didn't. I don't really want solar things on top of the house, and it would have cost us a little more, at least for the first couple of years. Actually, you pay the same amount every month, but um, I think I just didn't like it. I just never liked the way the solar panels look. Also, like, I don't want an additional level of complication in my electricity system that's not built for. Could be a problem. I don't have solar panels on my roof. What are the cons to signing up for their solar panel plan? Well, the cons are you have batteries and a solar setup. You have solar panels on your roof, and you are still buying energy from a power company. It's generating the power on your property. In the long run, it would be cheaper because it is true that PG&E increases rates frequently, like at a rate of at least like 10% a year. Whereas if you go with this company, you're locked in at 5% a year increase rate. But it was going to be $280 a month. Currently, like this summer has been very mild, so I don't think we've paid that much any month this year. So it's just not worth it for us to pay more for. It would probably be. It would probably be a savings within a few years, but another advantage would be when power goes out, we'd still have power. We wouldn't be impacted by PG&E's outages, of which there are many. But we already have a system to deal with that. The house was built around. It's got the generator and that plug thing that goes into the wall. So I just didn't feel like I wanted to do all that extra stuff just to pay more for electricity. Seems kind of silly. But yeah, PG&E is horrible. There's no doubt about it. I don't think we are there yet. Maybe in 20 years, but right now it's still almost experimental. I don't want to be the guinea pig. So you're saying that solar panel powered bidets are out of the question? Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you are going to have a solar panel powered bidet, it's going to need to be on top of the roof. And I don't know how many people want to poop up there. I mean, I know you are one of the founding members of roofpoopers.com, I believe, but most of us don't have such a passion for roof pooping. Like this morning, before we went into town, I wanted to go see if Rachel wanted to go. And last night, unusually, or this morning or sometime this morning, unusually, she went upstairs and was sleeping in her room upstairs. And I was like, oh my God, I have to walk up the stairs. You're not down for a free show to people on the roof? Do you have a lot of people on your roof? If so, are they maybe Santa Claus? Yeah, it's just, if I were going to get solar, if I was somehow passionate about that or something, it would be better to pay for the whole thing and have basically no electricity bills, Then at least you can know exactly how long till it starts making you money. Or you even hails and breaks all the panels. Well, in this instance, this company is responsible for all the maintenance and stuff. But it's like they're getting all of the federal subsidies, state subsidies, whatever, plus any extra power you have, they sell it back to PG&E, and it just didn't seem like a very good deal for the homeowner, really. If that company disappears then. Well, it is a publicly traded company. I thought about that too. I mean, but you could say the same thing about PG&E, I guess. They have something like 450 homes in Mariposa County that are on there. What's called a power purchase agreement. They come in, do all the install hardware, etc., for their renewable energy generating things. So presumably they only do solar, but in theory, this could be implemented with like wind or something, too. I mean, I believe it's above board. It makes sense, right? They have a very viable business model. They lock you into a contract paying them for your electricity for like indefinitely, basically. So, it's a company that has, if I had signed up for it, they would have had guaranteed $281 a month from me. And that would have gone up guaranteed 3.5% per year. Plus whatever they can get from selling extra electricity back to PG&E from our house. I don't know. It just didn't seem like a very good deal overall. But it didn't seem shady at all either. Like, our neighbors didn't qualify. Your house has to qualify before they even come talk to you. It has to get a certain number of sun hours. And our neighbors didn't qualify. The neighbor came over while the guy was here talking to us. So first these two, people came by to, I guess, set up a meeting with some other guy later, who came over later. He was nice. We chatted with him, and he showed us the proposal and everything. I think he knew that it probably wasn't going to work for us because he knew it was more expensive than what we were paying. Wasn't really a savings. Now, granted, there was 1 month, we learned this during the process of talking to the guy. There was 1 month last summer where our electricity bill was $900. Since then, I think I've been much more attentive to turning off the air conditioning, turning off the lights, etc. You're a silly boy. Yes, you are. You're a very silly boy who needs to be watched eat all the time. It's 2-2. Kurtz is up to bat. He's at the top of the ninth inning. And 2-0 count. Man on first and second. Kurtz could, no, we didn't talk about the pond at all. Kurtz could blast a 3-run home run here. I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd be nice. I know, ridiculous, right? I don't remember how that happened, but somehow it did. Yeah, there are various issues involved, I'm sure. If I'm going to have renewable energy, I want it to be geothermal, okay? So if somebody wants to install a molten lava magma pool underneath my house and provide me geothermal, then that's fine. Kurt struck out. Oh, I mean, I guess we did. Rachel remembered it. I didn't. She's like, last year we had a $900 bill. I was like, I don't think it was that much, Rachel. Maybe like 500. But then the guy called the PG&E and had them list out all of our last 12 months of electricity bills. That was at least $400 higher than any other bill. Maybe more than that even. So I'm not sure what happened that month. We must have just left the air conditioning on all month long, not even on auto, just on. But the other nice thing was he didn't bother trying to like hard sell me or anything. I told them, okay, well, we're gonna sleep on this before we move forward to the next phase, which would have been their formal home inspection to make sure that in fact the roof's solid enough, et cetera, right? So I said, call me back tomorrow. He called me, wait, I told him, call me sometime after 9. He called me like at 1 in the afternoon, and I missed his phone call because I was working outside. But I called him back, left a message saying, well, we decided against this, and you can call me back and talk to me about it more if you want, but this is our final decision. He didn't call back or anything, so they were pleasant enough people, and I didn't feel as though um, I felt as though they generally find a situation where it actually saves people money every month, you know. I don't know what happened that time. I think what happened is I probably had the air conditioner on without having it on auto, just having it on for like weeks at a time without realizing it or something. I don't know. It was a full year ago, so it's hard for me to recall what exactly happened. But this summer has been crazy mild. Today it got up to 91. I was outside and I said, wow, it's hot. It actually wasn't that hot. It was only 91. This doesn't feel like a game we're going to win when Kurt strikes out with 2 on in the top of the ninth and a chance to take the lead. Mm. You know, you only blow so many opportunities before it costs you the game. I've got errands. I ran so many errands today. After I worked on the steps, then it came time for me to go get more stuff that I needed, particularly sand, so I could make more mortar. And I went to town. I stopped at the barbecue place to order lunch. Then I went to the hardware store. I got plywood, socket set, and sand. Then I went to the supermarket. I got cat food, gloves, hot dog buns, and fruit. And then I went back to the barbecue place to get my food. Then I went to get gas. Then I had to stop and get cigarettes and boot jack. There's a lot of errands. I earned the title Prince of Errands. And I'm hopeful someday of becoming the king of errands. Can't you just spawn sand? No. I buy it at the store. The thing is, the play sand that they have at the Ace Hardware at Mariposa is quite different than the play sand that they have at the Ace Hardware at Oakhurst. The play sand at Oakhurst is this very white, very fine sand, and it requires considerably more water when you're mixing the mortar with that super white fine sand than it does with the still like the normal play like sandbox kind of sand, which is what I got today. It takes less water. I'm assuming because it's got less surface area than the fine white sand. But I don't really know why. But that's my guess. Anyway, by the time I got back from all those errands and after working all morning, I was just about falling asleep. So I watched a cartoon, part of another cartoon, and I just went and got into bed and crashed out for a couple hours. I need to crash out again early tonight because I have to go to Oakhurst tomorrow to get the rear passenger side tail lamp fixed that got busted up when I blew a tire on the way to Vegas. So I have it there between 8 and 9. Hopefully it doesn't take a super long time to fix it, because I'm going to have to kick around coarse gold while they do fix it. She resides in the great state of Tennessee. She lives in a little place called Dollywood. She alternates between her two homes, Dollywood and Graceland. I'm not going to do that. I've given up on that circular saw. The universe doesn't want me to have that circular saw. Humidity Central, Graceland, and Dollywood. Right, but she alternates between the two. Hey there, how friend? Hey there, friend. How in the cow butt are you doing? Well, if I'm in the cow butt, I would say I'm not doing very well. Presumably, at that point, I'm grass that's been chewed up. Other than that, though, I'm doing fine. I'm like Dolly Parton. I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. And I have big fake titties, just like Dolly Parton. Spring break! Ew. Spring break? Graceland is over in Memphis. That's your summer home or your winter home. Dollywood is Daryl Parker. Does it sound good when I say it? Sounds like a fine, regular name to me. Oh, you're from Graceland? It's in the middle of the hood. I bet it wasn't the hood back when Elvis made his house there. Gatlinburg is the Branson of the South. Is Branson the south of the Midwest? All right, so we've got Mr. Kelly on the mound, bottom of the ninth inning. Minnesota has a man on, but there's one out. We've got 1 ball, 2 strikes against the Minnesota batter, Mr. Burton, who fouls off that pitch. Is Gatlinburg where they made the Gatling gun? Or is that a different Gatlin? Oh, that's strike 3 right there. Come on, umpire. What are you doing? It's because it wasn't where Shea Langoliers set up. He had to reach up to get it. Do you think maybe Isaiah Rude is actually Elvis? Because I don't believe Elvis ever died. He just faked his death. My girlfriend broke up with me. Now she's been missing for a whole week and everyone's looking at me weird. Well, is it because you had something to do with her disappearance? Wow, this Burton guy keeps fouling pitches off. Staying alive. He's seen 7 pitches so far. Why did she break up with you? I'm sorry. This just isn't working. Oh, shit. Oh, that's just a long out. That's good. It died in the spacious expanse of the Minnesota center field. I was afraid that was going to be game over. The Gatling gun is a rapid-fire multiple-barrel firearm invented in 1861 by Richard Jordan Gatling in North Carolina. So, I guess he wasn't from Gatlinburg because he had a G on the end of his name. It's interesting to think that machine guns were invented in 1861. No, not at all. In a decent man, she broke up with me because she wanted a bigger, you know what? Is that what she told you? That's horrible. She told you that. Well, you don't want to be with somebody like that anyway. That's really. I mean, that's very bad of her. Come on, Kelly. Kelly just gave up a single. And that first and third, two out, ninth inning, bottom of the ninth. Well, he's going to have to get the next guy out. I mean, he does have one base to put someone. Okay, well. Yeah, life goes on. Oh, I'm not feeling moist. I'm not quite sure what to do with this story. I'm just kind of keeping my distance from it, I guess. Oh, come on, give us that pitch. It's 3-0 now. Kelly's about to load the bases. Well, Daryl Parker, good for you. I'm glad you're just talking smack. A lot of people do here on the internet. That's out. Good job, Kelly. Good job. We made it to extra innings. Okay. They left two on in the bottom of the ninth, just as we left two on in the top of the ninth. So that's a momentum equalizer. That's a good idea. Have a bowl of cereal. I bought some more fruit at the store today. Been eating some fruit lately. Today I got grapes. I got a melon. I got peaches. The last big success of the grocery store world was the peaches I got last time. I let them ripen outside of the fridge and cut into them at the perfect time, and they were fantastic. Those were the kind of peaches. No, I didn't eat the pineapple yet. I think it's not quite ready. I still have the pineapple. It's pretty close. When you smell the bottom and it really starts to smell like pineapple, then supposedly it's ready to eat. Here's my new peaches. I think I'm going to possibly take the hike out. I'll take this melon that wasn't really very good. Rachel didn't like it. We ate half of it. I'm going to take this and just chop it up and put it in a compost pile. I'm so happy now that I have a compost pile, so that stuff like this doesn't just go in the trash can. I left a plate outside yesterday that I put compost on, so I'll go get that plate. I'm going to pause the game there so I don't miss any of it. I mean, maybe I could take a bite or two of this. It's pretty good. But it's kind of that though. It's like, you can tell it was picked very unripe. And that it is properly ripened, but it's still not very good, according to me. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plate back inside with this melon on it, where I can chop up the melon a bit inside. You want to chop up your stuff as much as you can before you put it in the compost pile. My mom used to Cuisinart everything that she put in the compost pile before you put it in. Ow. What is? Good enough. Alright, so we're going to chop up the compost. Alright, good enough. We'll put this in the compost pile, and maybe we'll shovel it around a little bit. But then again, maybe we won't shovel it around a little bit. We can shovel it around in the morning. There. So I got a different kind of melon this time. Hopefully it's better. It's called a peacock melon. I've never really heard of before. Okay. Let's turn off this light. Turn off that light outside there. Turn off this light. Now we're back in here. Try wearing it like a hat. Boof it. You had some fire wings earlier. A peacock melon typically refers to a cantaloupe variety grown by the Turlock Fruit Company, known for its sweetness and high quality. Yeah, that was partly why I got it, because I was from Turlock, which is close to us. And it says Turlock on the sticker. They were also on sale, which means they're kind of old, which means they're probably pretty ripe. Let's go, Shea Langoliers. It is your time to shine. Oh, Shea Langoliers. Out of play, out of play, out of play, out of play. That's out of play. Don't worry, that's just a foul ball. 1-1 is the count. Nobody out. Top of the 10th. Shea Langoliers at home plate with a bat in his hand, looking to do some damage. Runner on second. Kurtz is the runner. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. 1-2 is now the count. And here comes the pitch. Actually, here comes the wind up. Actually, he's pitching out of the stretch. Hang on a second. And Shea Langoliers hits it deep, far, and gone. Wow, nice job, Shea Langoliers. 2-run home run. That give us the lead. Let's listen to this. Hooray for Shea is right. Bang. Yes, he does. Good job, Shea Langoliers. Good job, Shea Langoliers. All right. Well, we still have nobody out in the 10th inning here. Top of the 10th inning. A hybrid of cantaloupe and honeydew. Honeylope or Cantadoo? One of the two. One time, to settle my stomach recently, I swallowed an Altoid like a pill. Does Altoid settle your stomach? I don't think they do settle your stomach. I think they're mints. You might want to try something like Pepto-Bismol for stomach settling. They help with gas, huh? Who knew? You learn something every day. Die, motherfucker, die! fly. Let it fly. Like captain of the dumb brigade, I let it fly in. Well, that's an out. So Rooker just got out, but we have the 2-run lead, so see if we can hold on to it. Oh, die, motherfucker! Been dealing with a lot of gas pain lately, and it's pretty miserable. You should try Gas X. Mint, ginger, and charcoal. It's called a farting Wilby. It's one of the South's most famous cocktails. It's got mint, ginger, charcoal, and bourbon over ice. Ooh, that's borderline, Mr. Umpire. You did a pretty good job tonight, though. I'll give you that. Everything is over ice, yeah. That is a okay. That's fine. It's a strike, but barely. Except beer and wine. Yeah, you don't put beer and wine over ice. Beer comes straight out of the cold fridge or out of a cold tap if you have a keg refrigerator. Oh yeah, that's a strike. So just from the bottom, very bottom of the strike zone, but it was you just watched both of those strikes go by. Knees to chest, Apanasana, Happy Baby, and Spinal Twist are particularly effective at yogaing away the farts. I love this one brand of scotch called Laphroaig. It has hints of peat moss. Do you know the Polo Ground Stadium? Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I obviously never went there. He learns yoga poses from me mostly. You know, I've invented most of the major yoga poses. Like this one. Called, oh my God, what's that over there? It's one of my most famous ones. And this one, got your nose. That's a famous one as well. I could use some more food. All I really ate today was that lunch I got. I don't really have anything else. I had a yogurt. I could have another yogurt. I do like yoga, but it demands a patience that doesn't come naturally to me. That's why I recommend you try my new brand of yoga, Bruga. It's yoga for pros like you and me. Instead of just standing there, you do shit, you know? That's my favorite stadium to play on this show, video game on PlayStation at home where center field is 505 Polo Grounds. That's a long center field. I believe it had a very short left or right porch, though, if I'm not mistaken. I know someone who used to do bloga. Oh, yeah? Is that doing yoga on cocaine? That sounds like a pretty good way to do yoga. It's how you maximally speed up your opening of your third eye and such, you know. Modern people don't have years and years to put into spiritual practice. We need to get results now. You talking about butt sunning, Ruben? Recent studies have confirmed that it's important that your butthole gets sun particles. Otherwise, it could suffer from SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Yeah, right field foul line is 260 feet. That's short. Wow. I think it's cool how baseball stadiums aren't uniform. Different stadiums have different dimensions. Imagine yoga on a delirium. I've never been on a delirium, I don't think. Do you like shoeless Joe Jackson? I prefer him better with his shoes on, but I generated an AI video with this prompt. Woman spends 2 hours taking an MBTI test. She checks her email for the results, but she clicks on the email. It just says cuck. Hmm. The Hat Man is your yoga instructor. Sounds like he's wearing more than one hat. Oh my God, Eric, your joke was fantastic. Thanks. Appreciate it. It was. You're right. You have good taste in jokes. You're good joke evaluation skills, I should say. So you felt about your joke as well? Or your MBTI test? Joe Jackson is the guy who turned the Black Sox World Series fixing scandal upside down and had the fourth highest batting average. Has the fourth highest batting average. Really? So he he like the mastermind of the conspiracy to cheat or something? Thanks, Ruben R. No, yours wasn't really a joke, it was more of a concept. Including a kind of visual representation in some fashion of time passing. I was thinking earlier about how in the cartoon, probably in real shows too, but sometimes when they show a flashback, to show that it's from a long time ago, they'll do it in black and white. But here's the thing, it was never black and white, even a long time ago. Even 1,000 years ago, it still wasn't black and white. So it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, if you're showing the 50s in a movie that jumps around in time, well, it's not really, the 50s were black and white, and the show that you're filming now is not being filmed in the 50s. Man and woman fighting over what their daughter will be named. Father says Pennsylvania, mother says Shaniqua. By the end of the argument, he is saying Shaniqua and she is saying Pennsylvania. but but how do they get there? Like, how do they end up switching positions? Does one of them pull a Bugs Bunny? You know, like No, you have it. No, you have it. No, you have it. No, I have it. No, I have it. And then, like that is one of those kind of things. It's often black and white, sepia, or just desaturated. It makes some sense in essence. Well, I mean, we get the concept, but just like sometimes dream sequences will have kind of a fuzzy filter on them. But your dreams aren't really fuzzy like that. Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, duck season, rabbit season. Oh, I see what happened. I remember as a kid, I thought, like, could you really do that? Could you fool people like that? But you couldn't really do that. I see, Ruben. Are you trying to claim that fuzzy things aren't real? They aren't as real as clear things? Just because my old eyes don't see as well as your young peepers, that the things I see aren't as real? Is that what you're saying? If he didn't bust up his foot, he'd been the best ever to play. Yao Ming? Well, he certainly was tall. Because it doesn't understand what pulling a Bugs Bunny means. The idea, the concept is that one of the two parties is committed to saying the opposite thing, not expecting the first party to change their position, rather than being committed to their position independently. That's something that probably happens very often in actual life. The Athletics won 4-2. Good job. We've taken this series now against the Twins, no matter what happens tomorrow morning. Granted, the Twins had a little fire sale at the trade deadline, so it's not shocking that we defeat them. It'd be nice if we could sweep them. I still think it's possible the Athletics can make the playoffs. I know. It's a long shot. Remember Kwame Brown, the biggest first-round bust of all time? I don't remember that. Desaturated equals past, and fuzzy equals dream sequences. Also, dream sequences usually have an ascending arpeggio with a bunch of delay and reverb on it. Do they? Well, I'm guessing then this is not a dream sequence I'm having right now. It's fairly clear. So I'm neither in the past nor am I experiencing a dream. I'm also not in the middle of a montage. Yeah. It's the unlikely reality where one party puts his faith in the other party being wrong rather than in them being right. What sport was Kwame Brown in? Basketball? Kwame. I'm not in a cream sequence either. Yeah, I don't think so. Is that when you have one of those out of body experiences where you're drowning in a bucket of milk, but you float to the top like the cream? I have those constantly. Now I've just learned to just go with it. Don't fight it. Just float to the top like a real creamy guy. So I'm quite fond of, still, even well into the second season now, I'm very fond of Reborn as a vending machine. I now wander the dungeon. I only have one more cartoon to watch today. I do need to go to bed pretty soon. But maybe I'm just being a baby. He was the first pick in 2001 for the Wizards. Tim Duncan, that was a good pick. Yeah, sure, that was a good pick. Michael Jordan, that was a good pick. I don't believe he drafted first. If you're in a cream sequence, make butter. What if you're in a butter sequence? Make toast? People used to believe that you could cure whooping cough by drinking from a bowl of milk after a business of Ferris drank some of the milk in that bowl. Oh. Why? Why did they think that? That it doesn't intuitively seem as though that would cure whooping cough. The 2008 Olympic dunk highlight reel is insane. You know, a lot of people have these arguments about who's the best basketball player of all time. I'm going to go with lightly used former Lakers enforcer Kurt Rambis. Here's an answer you don't hear very often. The question of best basketball player of all time. I have an idea. I know how that idea began. A farmer with ferrets and a wife with an old wives' tale? Possibly. No, I'm talking about overall pound for pound best player in the history of the NBA. Kurt Rambis. He had the cool glasses on. He fouled really hard. He never really took any shots, but he did occasionally get some rebounds. Came off the bench. Had a brief tenure as the Lakers coach. So yeah, that's my unpopular answer to the question. Greatest NBA basketball player of all time. That's why owning ferrets as a pet in California or Hawaii is prohibited. Because they don't want people curing whooping cough by themselves. It's part of a conspiracy with the doctors. I think it was Quinn Schneider. Quinn Schneider? I've never heard of Quinn Schneider. But I like your answer. I like maybe Quinn Schneider and Kurt Rambis should play a one-on-one game to determine who's really the best basketball player of all time. I think that'd be a good idea. Well, I guess I'm gonna wrap this up here. Try to get to bed before midnight. If you're in a steam sequence, crack a window. That'd be fine, unless you don't mind things getting all steamy. I don't really look in the mirror in the bathroom, so I don't mind if it gets all steamed over. Rachel's more likely to look in the mirror, I think. All right. Good night, everybody. I love you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. LeBron Schmblon.